I want to jump into this lawsuit that Kouri Richins had filed against her sister-in-law. There are just so many things going on with this, but I do want to bring this up so that we can sort of break down just the first part. I am going to break this lawsuit up into multiple videos because it's 46 pages, and I think part of it, again, is the prenup. And of course, you can see here at the top, this is coming out of the state of Utah. Kouri Richins, plaintiff, suing Kouri Richins Benson solely in her capacity as personal representative of the estate of Eric Richins. Now, this is Katie's brother. Kouri's sister-in-law is being sued by Kouri. All right, you can see here who they're being represented by, but what I want to go down to is, we'll touch on a little bit of this. As you can see, residing in Summit County, defendant Katie is the personal representative of the estate. They've got a copy of the will attached, and at some point in time, I'm going to go over that in a separate video. What I want to go over right now, though, are these general allegations and go through, give ourselves some background on what's in this lawsuit. First of all, let's talk about the family home. On or around November 21, 2012, while engaged to be married, Eric and Kouri purchased certain real property and related improvements located at 282 Willow Court for a total purchase price of $400,000. The family home has a legal description as you see there, and it says Eric and Kouri acquired the family home from Katie and her husband, Clinton Allen Benson. Katie is the defendant and personal representative in this case, but she is not being sued in any fashion related to the initial sale of the family home. So they're trying to make that clear for everyone involved so that they understand why she's actually being sued. She's being sued as the representative of the estate. Eric and Kouri each contributed their own separate funds to the down payment on the family home. Before occupying the family home, and in accordance with an agreement, Kouri put the gas, telephone, internet, and electric utility bills, collectively called the utilities, all in her name. Eric was not listed on any of the utilities. At all times until at least May of this year, last month, the utilities have remained solely in Kouri's name. While the utilities were all in Kouri's name, Kouri acknowledges and agrees that the family home was a joint asset that she and Eric acquired together and held together. Upon closing of the purchase of the family home, Kouri moved into the family home and Eric moved in subsequently. After jointly purchasing the family home and moving in together, Eric and Kouri each contributed to the monthly mortgage payments. Specifically, from at least September of 2013 until Eric's death on March 4th, 2022, all first mortgage payments on the loan they used to acquire the family home have been made from Eric and Kouri's joint America First Credit Union account. They both funded this joint account. Although Eric and Kouri jointly purchased the family home, jointly paid down the mortgage, jointly paid the utilities, and otherwise agreed and acted in all respect as if the family home was a joint marital asset, legal title to the family home has remained solely in Eric's name since its acquisition, with equitable title being held jointly by Kouri and Eric, and subsequently Eric's trust. Approximately 6 months after first moving into the family home, on June 15, 2013, Kouri and Eric were married in the backyard. Kouri and Eric jointly resided in the family home, including raising their 3 children there, at all times from the day they acquired it until March 4th, 2022, when Eric passed away. Since Eric's death and until May of 2023, Kouri paid virtually all expenses related to the family home, and neither Kate nor the estate had provided material contribution. Specifically, Kouri made virtually all required mortgage payments on the family home and paid nearly all insurance, utility, and other expenses for the family home from her separate funds after Eric passed away. In addition, prior to Eric's passing, Eric and Kouri engaged a contractor to construct a swimming pool and fencing at the family home. That work was completed after Eric's death, and Kouri paid the entirety of these improvements from her separate funds. The family home constitutes marital property. The family home has a current approximate value of at least $1.9 million. Kouri is entitled to 1/2 of all equity in the family home. Alternatively, if she is not entitled to half of all the equity, she is at least entitled to half of the increase in equity value that occurred after her marriage to Eric. All right, I'm going to save this prenup piece until the next part. I want to take a moment to sort of go back up here, because this, I think, was the interesting piece here. That the legal title, the title to this property was in his name since its acquisition, yet they were both paying out of this account. This is what's being alleged here. So this is very interesting here, and it's just a word of caution to anyone not to take things for granted in terms of how property is titled and what it means in your particular state. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what you need to do, except you need to see an estate planning attorney to make sure that you're looking at all of your assets and to make sure that things are titled the way you need them to be titled in the event something happens to another party. You never know. And I think sometimes we take for granted that we're going to be around for a long time, and we don't put in writing the things that need to be put in writing. So stick around for part 2 when we look at the prenup. If you have not already watched my video on the prenup, you might want to go back and look at that first, because this lawsuit is going to touch on that too. If this brings you up to speed in regards to the first part of this, like I said, I'm breaking it up because there's so much here. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and go ahead and click on part 2 so that you're ready for it also. All right, peace. And don't forget to like and subscribe.